A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Over here we have 9 winners from our 4 heats. There was a tie in second, so we got an extra product. But we want to, I don't know if we need to, 10's a nice round even number, isn't it? So I'm going to put a wild card through to the final, which gives us a bit of flexibility to kind of, I don't know, do something different maybe, or put through the most worthy one or whatever. Do I just do the one with the most amount of points? I think that would be the Autosmart, correct me if I'm wrong, with 42. Let's just go through this herd and try and just filter out ones which I don't think there's any point putting them in the final, because they're not going to win. They didn't win their heats. So the Demon Shine, affordable cheap spray, but it's not going to win because it's too kind of, it just washes off, doesn't it? And there's, you know, we've talked about it enough. Same with the Chemical Guys, same with the Grand Finale. These are kind of quite interesting products. Same with the Bead Maker. Again, these products here are all quite interesting. They're all good and they all work, but they're just not going to win. Here we have perhaps more traditional quick detailers with less going on in the way of protective performance, so they're not going to excel in the final. That one as well, yeah. These traditional kind of QDs, this just didn't perform. So it's like it just didn't perform. Neither really did that in terms of the durability. It's still got wax-based product, which probably affects its durability. And this high-end detailer just was outperformed and costs an arm and a leg, so that's easy to rule out. This product was really a spray wax more than the detail, a good protective thing, but lacking the versatility. So we're getting through to more potential ones. This one here, very affordable, but more of a sort of, you know, quick detailer. Yeah, more kind of niche ceramic coating topper thing, but you know, it's good for the money. The Built Hamber one, a lot of people use that, and people are starting to like that. And a similar thing to me at 1 to 9, that did score highly. It scored 41. We know this one scored 42, so we're not going to rule those out. Now here's 2. That is a very powerful ceramic quick detailer with good performance. Actually, it was just off the podium. Same with the Slicker. Both these are quite similar, but the Perfecta SiO2, it's a bit more expensive than this one, but it's slicker, and I think that's quite a good quality. The Slicker isn't as slick, it's sort of average slickness, so I think that would need to be ruled out really. The Auto Glim Rapid Wax is a bit of a fish out of water, as we discussed, more of a drying aid rinse wax type thing. Yeah, now you're getting down to some good ones, you know, good all-round detailer sprays that do sort of top protection up, but weren't powerful enough in their respective heats to really impress. Yeah, and I'm sort of I'm looking at that one thinking, yeah, that one's really good. And then I'm looking at that one thinking, yeah, that one's really good. I'm looking at that one thinking, that one's really good. That was quite good on the hydrophobicity, but it wasn't the slickest from testing, and it's quite pricey, and it fell in the mid-order. So I think we're going to have to get tougher with our ruling outs here. Both these 2 products, sort of more traditional quick detailers, but with a little bit more protection than you'd kind of, yeah, than your average bear, Yogi Bear. Yeah, so they're good products, but they're not going to have the bling to compete with these. Same with the Geon Ceramic Detailer, good slick product, good hydrophobic top up, but not enough standalone performance. Same with this. Yeah, and then these 2. That was a previous winner, that was a previous winner, that was a previous second place, that was a previous product winner, because we've done so many shootouts, that was a previous product winner. These 2, though, their protective qualities, again, they're even a little bit higher up than the Angel Wax and the G-Technic on that side, getting closer to sort of like products like this, but not perhaps quite far enough, but they're good. I think this row is a pretty strong row here. So is that row, actually. I think there's three main products that I should consider going through as a wild card. I'm going to rule out the built Hamber first straight away. Why? Because there's not much point in putting it through. You already know the reasons for buying this, that it's the value, it's the concentrate, it's the versatility, it's the technical quality of it. You can make it, it's a very good appearance product wise if you use it at that high concentrate level, 1:1. But you really use it at 1:9, or I do. But it's never going to win the hydrophobic performance. It won't win the slickness performance. It won't probably win the glossing performance, and it won't win the durability. So it's just, we've learned what we need to know about this product. We're looking for ones that are in with a chance of doing everything the best, which is kind of what this lot do. And that leaves us really with these two products. Yeah, and it's interesting really, because I don't know if they do a 5 litre offering of that. I should really check. It doesn't really matter, because we're doing closest to kind of retail size, and this has an advantage because it's bulk and it's so affordable. But its performance isn't top level. It feels slick. It looks glossy when you use it. It is weatherproof and it is durable, but it's all like a sort of 7 out of 10 good level. Whereas we got some absolute belters in here that are just crazy. So I think, although part of me thinks that should really be a rapid, that should be in the final, I think people know what they're getting with this now, and this product here should be our wild card, I think, because it does have that really cool slickness, and it's a good quality ceramic detail, anti-dust formulation. It should be in there, I think, and it's really just a gut feeling, and it did score. It was close on the podium. So I think, guys, that's going to be our final lineup, and it's a real stonking lineup. Let me know what you think about how we've got here. There's so many interesting points and interesting comments that have been raised along the way. Whittling down 40 to this lot has been a hell of a lot of work, and I'm really excited to see how this comes out. I will do another video, a precursor prior to testing, on what I think maybe happens, but I got no idea. Because the thing is now, from doing all this testing, I can go through and I can describe all these products quite accurately. I can even remember how good their labels are and stuff like that, but I know the chemicals, and I can go all the way through these. If anyone asks me about any of these detailing products, I can give you a pretty accurate description of where these products are strong, where they're weak, what they do well, what they don't do well. And you only get that when you do this comparative testing, really, because if you take any one of these individual products and use them as stated, like the Koch one didn't perform particularly well in this test, but if I use it on my car and I'm not doing any comparative testing, I'll finish and I think, God, that panel's looking good. I haven't used it, by the way, I'm just giving you an example. That panel's looking great, this product's amazing. But really, anything that's going to look good, I could go and spray water on it and wipe that. I could use the panel wipe and spray that and it'll look good. Yeah, so it's fine margin, especially around appearance, around protective qualities, all of this. But by doing this kind of panel analysis, there are limitations, but we do also build a good picture of how these products perform and what they're all about. And by breaking it down and testing all those measurable things and comparing price and user experience, we are able to give you a good picture. I don't know how well I translate what's in my head over to videos, but I could go through and describe all these products quite reasonably accurately to a way that you wouldn't want to shout about if you were down the pub. Yeah. And as I've said before, over here, we really have got ourselves one hell of a dogfight that's going to come up here. This is going to be ferocious, because there's the battle of the turbocharged products. That's turbocharged, that's turbocharged, that's turbocharged, that's turbocharged, that's turbocharged. These are all turbocharged, maybe a little bit more subtle, but then they might be a bit better as detailers. I don't know. Yeah. We've got mainly big brands here. Big brand, big brand, big brand, big brand, big brand, big brand. Small brand with respect. Smaller brand, but quite well established in the UK. Smaller brand with the Fane Lab. And, you know, smaller brand, bigger in Italy with the Labo. But they're all good brands, actually, aren't they? All quite solid. So, yeah, where we have it, guys. I will end this video now. We've picked our wild card. Don't forget to subscribe. Testing will begin soon on the grand finale. I'll give myself a week, maybe a bit longer, then start. That's it. Hang in there, brain. It's well and truly shutting down. Doug.